Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to review the NBA Dream Team after week 5 of the 2024-25 season. And what was an okay week in the end, above average with an 856, getting a green arrow up another 200 spots. So we are inside the top 20 now, top 17%. But as you can see, we didn't get the league win. So I thought it might be a little bit below par, but we're not doing so bad. But we'll have a look at the team and how we went. So at point guard, we had Daniels, who I only found out this week is actually an Australian. So shows you how little knowledge I'm working with here. But 47 is a good return from him. Jerome with a 75 was massive, so getting some good cash. I'm sure he'll have a nice break even. Castle with 42 as well continues to tick along, so that's going all right. Edwards with 55 was a little bit down on what we were hoping for. McCain was one of the players we traded in, and he did quite well with 75. So some nice cash generation happening there. Boston with a 40 was okay. Jokic as captain, I think he only played 2 games, so 92 is fantastic. But Edie didn't play, so don't know if there's an injury there or something. We may have to follow up on that. But Giannis was the right choice for captain with a 151 this week. Thompson we brought in returned to 71, so great work there with our couple of trades. Koulibaly did all right with 38 on the bench, making a bit more cash. Towns with a 94. I'm guessing that's off 3 games, so that's not the worst. Sarr with a 45. Again, looking at his average, probably of 3 games. And Filipowski was our third trade-in, a bit more of a cash grab than anything, but he made us 21 points, and a green arrow is what we wanted to see there. So as I said, didn't get up in the head-to-head this week. I don't know how much exactly I lost by. I'm guessing it was 100 or something based on what I looked at before. It's going to load up week 6 already. There was a matchup. So yeah, about 100 in the end. Chet GPT, James's team, with a 963. It looks like Wagner was the difference. So we did look at him as a nice option at his lowish break even. So he's made 1.2. His average break even of 59. He's projected to go 100 again, so it might not be too late if we can squeeze him in. And Captain Vukovic, I'm guessing is how you would say that, scored a 128. So, you know, he's averaging 28, so that was a little bit above average, which was a great call there, particularly at the price. Steph Curry with a 98, Siakam with a 100, Harden with 100, so essentially 5 tons there compared to my, 1 and a 90. Yeah, it was always going to be hard to make up. Powell was a little bit flat with just a 16, despite being projected at 81 there. And Fox with an 84 as well, so a solid contribution from him as well. Yeah, so just, solid across the board. Obviously hasn't gone the top-end premiums, Jokic and Giannis, so maybe spreading the money around is the smarter move. But we're not here to be smart, I suppose. Wouldn't be surprised if that was the top score this week. It was pretty good. Be interesting to see how that lines up overall, because it is quite higher than some of the quote-unquote experts in the league. In fact, looking at my score, it was actually second best in the league. So let's have a bit of a look at the rankings and see where that landed. So 1,044 was the top score, so I reckon it'll be pretty high up. What was it again? 960. So 25th for the round. So very admirable effort. Ranking change. So, okay, that just doesn't tell us overall. Actually, I think the league's the easier way to look at the overall. Haven't actually looked at the league for a little while. So the Eggs perfect record 4-0. I'm doing all right actually, 2-2 considering how poorly we started. But yeah, the Eggs into the no, I think that's down a bit maybe, but still in the top 100. ChatGPT halving their ranks into the top 120, which is nice. Reno's Rockets still up around there. But I guess fast making ground, the old angry Pirates. Actually, before we go to the team, we will do the break evens for those playing along at home. So, looks like Iguodaro, I guess is how you'd say that. -15. He's only averaging 9 though, so not expecting massive growth there. Harrison Barnes with a 85, so sort of making his average of 14 look a bit silly. Brook Lopez, all for 122. That's very tempting at the price point, particularly if Edie is out for a extended period of time. Jerome, AJ Green, -2. Rollins didn't play. Anyone else sort of jump out of the ground? I guess Connect's still doing all right, 65 this week. Might not be too late to get on if you want. Yeah, after that, you can see there's not a lot in terms of great averages. What other metric can we potentially look at? Does it come up in the summary? Yes, maybe dollar per point is always a good one too. So you can see a few cheapies. Hartenstein, 28 points this week, which I don't know how they work that actually. Is it off average, or it should be average, shouldn't it? Because I feel like there should be more 80s up there. Jerome. Don't know why I thought I'd see the higher end players here, but just wishful thinking maybe. And it's more the cheapies, isn't it? Banchero, I guess, looking alright. The higher price point. Daniels is there. So we're doing alright in terms of the cheapies and that. Might just have to go with the crowd a bit. It's probably not going to show anyone because it's just after lockout. Just saw the email. Thought I'd better jump on and have a look. But I guess one thing I did want to sort of show, I know there was a question a few weeks ago about finding a schedule, because trying to work out which teams have got what through here, and I guess clicking on every player is a bit of a punish. So I did find one. So #basketball.com, the advanced NBA schedule grid. So it basically has it set up for all different types. I'm pretty sure Sports Deck runs off the same as Yahoo. There is some different ones, like the NBA has 25 weeks. This one only has 23. So I think that was one of the clues. I'll just actually check how many weeks we have. Yeah, so 23 weeks. So I'm pretty sure we work off this schedule, which is handy. And you can see it says it starts on Monday, but obviously with the time difference, we go Tuesday to Monday essentially. So yeah, this week 6. You can see we've got the Hawks, the Nets, the Hornets, the Mavericks, the Pistons, Pacers, Clip. There's quite a few with 4 games going down the list this week. I guess more so like the Bucks with 2 games. So do we trade Giannis at top dollar? And like you can see, we could get a couple of sort of lesser priced pieces that have 4 games and could probably outscore him quite easily. So yeah, so there's a heap going on here. So let's just how are we going to do this? So let's say we are going to trade out Giannis, and we can always flip players around too to check out all the positions. So now I've got to go through and filter all this. So filters. So it was the Hawks. Pretty sure the Nets. Yeah, Charlotte. I'll try and remember a few at a time maybe. So Dallas, Detroit, Indiana. Dallas, Detroit, Indiana. Clippers, I'm pretty sure I saw 2. Yep. So the Lakers, Memphis, and Miami. So you can see there's a lot to choose from this week. We're up to Miami, so New Orleans, New York, Oklahoma. Okay, so the two N's and the two O's, that's easy enough to remember. So Philly's only got two, so no thanks. Portland, Sacramento, Toronto, Utah. So filter out all those teams. It's most of the league, but that's okay. So I guess in that position, obviously the one that's really tempting is Wagner, just given his average and his price point's a little bit lower than these others too. Just looking through. What if we filter it by average? So Banchero comes up as well as that at that nice price point. So the two Magic guys, it's pretty handy. Can we? Oh, I can't really flip back with these guys. I'll just trade out Edie as well. So we could go with Anthony Davis. That would be a like for like. Sabonis has 4 games. We could get him back in potentially. Probably want to go just a little bit cheaper. If I switch to including some power forwards, see if anything different pops up. Nothing too crazy. Siakam, so he might have that good break even off the 101. So alongside Wagner, that'll be pretty handy. So he's 59. What's Siakam out again? Oh, 96 isn't as impressive, but that's okay. Could go Zion, although not playing at the moment, probably injured. Let's just go, if we flip into the guards and see if we can get anything. Gilgeous-Alexander on the quadruple. Could be a handy one. Doncic as well has probably dropped a bit from his start price. That's very tempting too. James Harden off 100. What's his break even looking like? 103. Not as impressive. I guess he mustn't have. I was thinking of Jason Tatum, but he mustn't have the 4 games. Who does he? I'm pretty sure he plays for Boston. It's only on the 3 this week. So I'll just put Edie back in. I'll turn the projections on too, so I can see some break evens here. So Daniels is just about topped out in price. Do we look to upgrade him? Edwards, so Atlanta plays 4, so we're not doing that. Minnesota, they play 3, so that's fine. So I think, McCain only plays 2, but he's got a negative break even, so that's okay. Spurs play 3, so that's all right. So Thompson sort of at his break even already. So I have to go back to the prices to remember what we're working with. So Houston plays 3. So it's Milwaukee, Philadelphia. So they're the only ones that play 2, so I don't think it really matters which way we go from here. Let's go back to projections. We might just be going purely off projected score. So Thompson only projected to score 51 with a break even of 57. I know we only bought him in, but we can use that money pretty well, I would have thought. So I don't know how I've managed to end up with a point guard and a small forward. But So Banchero didn't actually play, so maybe that's why Wagner got some good looks. We'll put him in at the time being. We do like his sort of numbers, particularly I guess if he is just that replacement. And then we've got 23k. So do we go aggressive and go SGA maybe? Why not? Let's go it. Unless we can go back and find something a bit more value. Oops, what happened there? Oh, it just reversed everything. Yeah, so I guess that's probably the place. Just looking through, we've got pretty much, a premium option there and there. Cut price premium options with these two. So it would be nice to get a point guard, I suppose. And I guess that's the way to it, is through these guys. Or do we try and cut a corner with Harden? And then can maybe get one more 15 mil type player perhaps with the change. It does projections, doesn't it? That's handy. Cut out means I've been talking too long. So I guess Harden is projected almost as good at 5 mil cheaper, so I don't hate it. Let's do it. And then let's look. So Anthony Davis is projected highly, but you'd have to basically trade out an Edwards to get him in. Jalen Johnson, that's interesting at 15 mil, projected at, or 16 you might as well say. So take off 8, so we're looking for a forward at 8 mil, which I feel like, Koulibaly averaging 19, as opposed to, what's Johnson averaging? 27, that's definitely an upgrade. And Atlanta play the 4 games. So I think that's where we're going to go. Or Barrett. He's projected 109 at 12 mil. That's his story. Only averaging 22. Oh, hang on. Maybe break even will. So 58 for Barrett. Johnson 97. So I guess Barrett's got more money making potential in that sense. But Johnson is projected pretty high next week too, which is scary. So maybe that'll be the tiebreaker if we go to week 7. So Atlanta plays 6, so it's like a double week. Okay, cool. Get a little break from the action. And then who's Barrett play for? Toronto. They also have 6. Interesting. Do we finally use a boost maybe? Can we squeeze both of them in? I don't think so. Let's go Johnson, and then so we at 1 mil. Yeah, we need like it'd be like upgrading Daniels, but I don't think that's worth it. Well, let's try this anyway. We'll see how it goes with Johnson. We'll go for points rather than cash. Could be a backfiring move later in the season. But probably put Jerome put Jerome here with the double there for McCain only. Wagner and Johnson starting there. Towns, I guess so. So probably something like that. I think we'll just do the obvious captaincy, vice captaincy, Towns and Jokic. And just have a quick look at projections and make sure I got it right. So, yeah, pretty good. If we can get that projection, 1010, we'll be cheering. It's got Towns outscoring Jokic. I don't believe that for a second. So, yep, happy to go with that. That's the team, starting to get a slightly fuller sort of starting lineup. Like if we count these 15 mil guys as cut price keepers, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 2 guns. Guess the hope is going to be getting Giannis back in next week, or we probably do want him next week. What's he got? Yeah, 6 next week. So it'll be a good week to have the big guns back, but we'll go with the mid-price madness for a week and see how it pans out. I'll try and squeeze everyone's name in there as we wrap it up. So yeah, as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to jump in below this video. You'll also find a link to that NBA schedule that I showed off if you can't be bothered with typing. It'll be one click away. But other than that, give us a like if you enjoy the NBA content, subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel, and apart from that, we'll catch you in the next one.